You're tuned in to Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Icon Radio. It's your girl at Miss Dorsila Ogolla. Karibuni sana to another one of our shows. I hope you're doing well from wherever you're listening to us from.
Uko sawa?
Mimi niko salama, wewe?
Umekunywa breakfast?
Bado bajini.
No. Naona energy hapo kidogo, ni kama uliambiwa wewe enda hivyo tutaongea baadaye lunch ikifika. Yeah, they call me MC Paps and niko hapa ndani ya Icon Radio also with Dorsila. So wacha kwanza tupatie watu recap of what happened on our last shows. Tumekuwa tunaongea about vitu mingi, and if you've been commenting on our shows, if you've been talking to us, if you've been DMing us for whatsoever reasons, we really appreciate your effort and for you trying to connect with us in terms of our topics and stuff. That really means a lot. And you can still follow us on our social media platforms.
Yeah.
That's on
Icon Radio KE on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube.
Kila mahali.
Kila mahali, man.
Yeah. That's where we retain our two left feet on TikTok. Na bado inaweza.
Inaweza. Watch drop challenge yetu.
Manze, niko na haga niliona. Niko na haga man, niliona. And then I didn't know that watu watakuwa wanaangalia camera. Me, I just knew watu wanaenda chini. So I'm the only person who's looking down and everyone is looking at the camera. I'm like, Paps, ulikuwa unadu? Are you pooping? What is happening?
I'm just like, hizo magoti zilikuwa zinakata.
Watu wako unfit.
Unfit, man. Unfit folks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's happening is that before we start our topic for this morning, vitu zimekuwa zina trend. YouTube zimekuwa zina trend, Twitter zimekuwa zina trend, TikTok. Ati Jaden Smith manze amedai. Is it true or is it false?
I think it's not true. I think these things that just people write on social media claiming, like you can literally give someone a heart attack. It's like the way someone breaks sad news on WhatsApp. And people are in that group and not everyone knows. Like
people had made videos. What are you talking about?
It's literally so annoying, number one, and then it's not etiquette. I think social media etiquette is there's some things you just don't post on social media first.
For fun. You can't do that for fun.
You don't do such stuff, yeah.
People should do that to other people because they're really dead in real life. People should just post Eric Omondi is dead. Now how his comedy is dead? Because we should make fun of people like that. You understand? But
really,
we cannot trash original people who are doing real things in the society.
I'm just thinking, like, nowadays, a lot of people converse on social media. There are these social media groups, there's WhatsApp groups and all of that, And I remember, for example, one of my cousins, she lost the brother. Mm-hmm. And do you know where she found out? She's outside of the country. She found out on a WhatsApp group. So no one had actually told her. So imagine just waking up, minding your own business, and then you get really bad news on your social media. And you're like, this person couldn't just wait for the mother to call her and break the news in a dignified way. Like there's some things you just don't do. Those are things that I think you learn slowly. Mm-hmm. But please, even if you're learning slowly, try to learn them really as fast as you can as a young person out there. There are things you just don't write on groups.
Una text tu hapo
ama you just take weird pictures of accidents on the streets and then you start posting on groups. Like you're traumatizing people.
For no reason. For your own pleasure.
As in for your own pleasure. It's annoying. Don't do that. It's very annoying.
But social media itself is weird because unapata kuna mse amefungua tu group and then he just posts poop. And has millions of followers.
What group is this though?
Just go on YouTube ama enda Instagram. Just type poop. There's someone who's just fascinated by poop.
Okay. I can get a fascination, yes. But a whole group?
Millions of people.
Okay, people are weird.
Oh, yes.
Human beings are very weird. But
there's just someone who brings...
kind of makes us special.
There are people who actually bring stuff to eat. Yani mtu anaeka chocolate, sweetie and whatever. Kazi yake, TikTok yake ni anakaa chini and then anakufilisha, anachukua.
It's called those are called a mukbang.
So imagine. And then millions of people just look at you.
Yeah.
You go live so that people can just see you eating.
Let me ask you, do you think it's ethical, those mukbangs?
I don't
Because
know
I've
what's
seen
going
one, someone has like burgers, different types of burgers, or pizzas, fries, and they want to down all of it on the video.
Where?
And as they're eating, they're talking to you as well. They're talking to you.
Unasikianga uliza kiatu toilet hapo itafanya ile kitu toilet unless kama uko na nini hapo uko na kitu.
I don't know. Anyway, like but if they love it, we love it. Sasa tutafanya nini?
And then there's just a whole channel on YouTube whereby they just play sounds to just relax you. Just play sounds.
I think that's therapeutic. Sound is vibrations are very therapeutic, and they kind of, because me and you, we are energy and we are vibrating as well. People are vibrating. So if you add sound is part of the vibrations on the planet, on the earth.
Okay.
So it can be very chilling. I think that's something I do. Like I listen to sounds when I want to go to sleep. And I turn off my nighttime routine. All my lights are off. Just one light, a corridor light, at least so that I don't fall, But all the lights are down. And I put some chilling music, and it relaxes me into the evening.
Oh my goodness.
My friend, you have to have strategies to relax. This life.
So
Nairobi.
I'm at my friend's place, and I'm like, chill. And then kidogo, I'm like, sounds are just coming. I'm like, there are no birds here. Hakuna miti. What is just happening? Nimezoea ukienda kupeleka kwa mtu anaweka music, anaweka hewa. Unapenda ngoma gani? But no, just I make a moderate sound kwa speakers now, alafu very nice speakers. So I'm like, easy birds ziko wapi? Tunaongea a conversation. I'm like, hauna miti, tuko kwa apartments. I'm like, you're lying. What just unafunga birds hapa ndani? Yeah, and I really felt that was different because most people ukienda kwa nyumba, which kind of music do you listen to? What do you?
Yeah.
But it was a conversation over nature. Like someone has just created nature so that you don't have to go outside there and look for nature.
The most interesting bit of it is when we are just us being in the urban center, our system, our nervous system is very triggered all the time. Ukitoka tu ile nyumba ni matatu ndio hiyo. Ndio alafu kidogo kuna sijui mtu wa boda. Kidogo kuna mtu ana shout. Like you never hear nature. Even if nature is around us, because everything else is moving so fast.
Yeah.
So when you get into that house, kuna hizo birds and whatnot. Do you know what your nervous system does?
What?
It calms down. You're not as triggered as the way you are the entire day. That's why ukifika kwako unafeel uko settled. Like there's a calmness that just comes to you because you're not triggered. You don't have to always be so aware of everything that's happening around you. But when you're outside, like outside of your house, you're aware of everything. Because if you're not aware, you will just ruka hivi, sheske ile ngoma, unaruka, unakanyaga.
Unaruka mkojo, unakanyaga nini?
So if you're not aware, those are the things that are going to happen to you. But when you get into that space, your nervous system is calmed down and you're able to even just have a meaningful and relaxing conversation with the person that's there with you.
Okay.
So I think even for people like living in the urban areas, which is a lot of us, find ways to incorporate nature in your life. I don't know how you would do that, but just find ways. I see people going to Karura just for walks. I see people going to which place is this town? The Nini is the parks are under renovations at the moment. So
renovate nini kwa park?
See, so that when aesthetic, that's one. Beauty is very important by the in life. I think you agree with me.
Mali popote hakuna beauty huwezi niona. Mali kuna vitu personal itakuwa tricky.
Aesthetic is very beauty, like it's very beautiful. So find ways to plug yourself into, add beauty into your life. And when I say that, I'm not talking about using your money. You don't have to use your money to add beauty to your life. You can add beauty by just simply making sure, even if it's just once a week, you're somewhere out in nature, you're walking on, you've removed your shoes actually, and you've put your feet on grass. Wow. And you're just feeling the grass on your feet. Wow. It just grounds you. It reminds you you're still alive. It reminds you you're connected to nature and to the earth. And at the end of the day, that's what it is about, honestly.
www.iconradio.co.ke is a place to get this conversation. Na leo tumeanza na low tone kidogo. Tunakupatia nature, tunakupatia a little bit of what's going on, but a little bit of what's trending. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you join in the conversation, and make sure you tell us if it's right for people to just post things on social media.
Yeah,
for their
willy-nilly.
own fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Icon Radio.
Yo, now we're back. www.iconradio.co.ke is a place to get this conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Icon Radio KE. Follow us, like, tell us what you think about the show. Give us your thoughts on this
Ulikuwa wapi
topic.
jana?
Kwa nini?
Mbona unakanika umepigwa?
Kwa nini?
Mbona unaongea hivyo?
Nimechoka.
Ina depend umechoka juu ya nini? Unaget? Tunatry kukuwa na conversation hapa. Wase wanakusikiza mtaa.
Oh my God.
Wewe umechoka. Ulikuwa wapi usiku?
I know I can't be seated here telling people that I'm tired. Yeah, we need to keep going. Yeah.
They don't know.
They don't know, man.
Entertainment.
Entertainment, man.
We can't tell where we were. You die with your secrets.
Either you get it or you don't get it.
Yeah, you
So,
get it
you
or
know.
don't get it. So we've been talking about people posting things on social media, and it's not actually trolling, but this is for fun. But you cannot post and say someone has died for fun. You cannot say Jaden Smith is dead and then you post videos of the dad crying and all that and making fun out of it. And he getting 1 million hits.
That's almost psycho, if you ask me.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't
why
just
would
wake
you-
up. I'm like, for me, I'm like,
No,
I'm texting
I
people.
know
I
what's
put it
going
on my
there,
status
Paps.
and I'm like,
I know what's going on. People, nowadays, people will do anything to trend on the streets. People will say
no,
anything
nimewapatia watu
to get
content.
attention.
Nimesema umeona last segment nimepewa watu content. Nimesema kuna watu wa kupost na jokes kama hizo. Post andika Eric Omondi amekufa because comedy yake imekufa. So he's dead, and then make
As
a
an
joke out of
artist.
that as an artist.
Say
He's
probably
dead.
as an artist.
Yes, he's dead.
Or a comedian.
Andika he's dead. I love people amekufa amedu nini? Ati yake
I
imekufa.
I disagree with you completely on that.
Kwa nini?
Because someone can just read that and get a stroke. So
Shauri yake
then
na
when
sasa
they know after they've had the stroke, then how do you go tell them I was just joking?
See, there'll be that. God alimwandikia atakufa hivyo.
No, I disagree. I'm just like, I don't know. This thing, we've created a society, we've created a situation whereby people will say anything, people will do anything to trend, to get views, to seem popular. And is it worth it, really?
Wacha nikwambie, people need to understand one thing. We've been in the entertainment industry for long. We interview artists, people who are also in this journey. And just the other day, Nyash said, pia mimi na go through vitu real ka nyinyi mimi pia. You understand? These people are also struggling people. They're only on social media. The only thing they have more than you in real life is the following. You understand? Probably you have a lot of brains more than them. Sorry to say, I'm not talking bad when it comes to
Let me ask
artistic
you, Paps,
measures.
how many people... We have had so many stories of people who, for example, they go to some mountain somewhere and they're trying to take a selfie. Then they fall. Or they stand next to a river and they want to take some scenic
Don't
picture.
waste your bundles writing RIP.
And they fall
Do
into the
not
water.
try and
You
waste
know,
your bundles
like
and
such
write
weird
RIP.
things because you're trying to capture a moment and endangering your own life.
That's
because
being
you
stupid.
want likes. Because you want to show people see my life or see what I'm doing. Fine. Either way, to stand out, you will have to do something differently. But surely, where are the measures?
How can we define standards?
Life standards, relationship standards.
Just standards, all rounded. Because right now, kama huyo akienda kupanda juu ya whatever, kwenda kuchukua, andakuwa na standard tofauti when it comes to social media. I'm the only person who does this. Na kuna mtu standard yake ni I'll go hire a car and go present it somewhere else.
So your question is, how far is too far?
Exactly.
in your hustle, in your pursuit of this dream or career, like what how far will you go to attain it, and how far will we say this is now you've gone too far? You get? Yeah.
Me, I'm saying it's sad because Juicy a few days ago again. There's I'll not mention the names. These Gengeton guys, there's some people having stupid only I think 100k, and then I think someone paid them in cash for the first time. I don't even know if they have bank accounts. So this person in a very shady place, trying to show us he has money. Ukiangalia background, TV yake ni 14 inch. Kuna vitu zingine unajaribu kwenda. Don't do
Where
that.
are you getting the 14-inch TV to this? It's not important.
It's important. You're showing us 100 fucking G's, eh? And telling us on a live video that you're rich. What is happening to your background, rich human being? Yeah?
The thing is this though also. Fine. What
Bedsheet yako ni ya Gikomba ni ya 20 bob.
No shame.
There's no problem, but live your fucking real life. Stop showing us pesa mmepatiwa you as a group. Mnachanga kwa video moja pesa ya group.
They got you exactly where they wanted to put you. Here, talking about them.
But for me, let me tell you, for me it's content. There's someone seated out there trying to live their life in the hood and it's not working. Understand? So nini yumse atafanya? Ataenda nyonge mse. Alafu what happens next? Aende social media ambia wase ako na do ama habai mabling. Don't do that. You have an influence. Understand? You're an artist. People do not understand art.
But you see, there's a difference between an influencer and a content creator.
All of them have influence.
You have influence, but an influencer might go to any length to influence. A content creator is not so much concerned about the influence. The content is what brings the influence.
So would mislead watu ndo upate?
That's an influencer. I mean, because even us, we glorify influencers. We don't glorify content creators. We don't appreciate content creators. We don't appreciate people who are
content creators make us survive in this world.
That's the thing.
Content creators make you glued to your TV.
Exactly.
Content creators make you go inside a club and have a fucking good time. Because it was created for you.
Are investing their time, energy, and money into their content and bring us good quality of everything. But an influencer, ni mtu mwenye anataka a trend for all the right or wrong reasons, get a few deals, makes money, and wait for the next time that they'll be able to influence.
Who's powerful, a content creator or an influencer?
In my opinion, I will always content is king. I can never argue that with anyone. Content is king. Yeah. You cannot tell me.
So hata wewe ukitoka na ukue better, mzazi wako ndio watu wata appreciate. Alikuleta. Understand? Yeah. So the people who are kings when it comes to this are the content creators because the content
is king.
Can be remixed a gazillion times, but only one person sat down and thought of something that would make a change.
Exactly.
Understand? Take this mouse on J mouse iko na kamba. What do I do with this one? Maybe unataka kusonga mbali. What do I do? Make it wireless.
And you see also content has a message. An influencer might not have a message. You get that's also
90% of the time influencers don't have any message.
You get
they're just pushing stuff.
Exactly, pushing products, and for them it's literally just the business of making money.
A content creator has to understand the business first before he makes the content. An influencer atafanya anyhow.
And a content creator has to think of, does my content align with my message? And does whatever I'm pushing out align with my message and align with my values? Because a content creator is also concerned about values, right? Yeah?
True.
And even when brands are approaching this content creator, they're thinking, does this person's content match our values as a company? Isn't it? Yeah? Because if it's honesty, there's that. If it's transparency, there's that. So there are brands that are actually looking at content creators and being like, okay, this person matches our values.
Dorsila. Nataka tuende break because nataka ukunywe maji mingi. I do not know where you were yesterday. I'm really concerned. Alafu pia sisi social media platform www.iconradio.co.ke pata hii conversation. Tuambie Dorsila, unafikiria Dorsila alikuwa wapi jana usiku? Boyfriend,
none of your concern.
Choice A. Party, choice B. Gig, choice It's happening right here at www.iconradio.co.ke. Let's go for a short.
You're tuned in to Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug.
All right, welcome back to Icon Radio. It's your girl at Miss Dorsila Ogolla. Where are you listening to us from? I don't know why I have a problem saying listening to us from.
Mimi natumia Kiswahili kikataa imekataa Kizungu.
Unatusikizia wapi? Let us know on our social media platforms, Icon Radio KE, everywhere across. Unatusikizia wapi? What do you love about the show? What do you love about the conversations? Is it the music for you? Let us know. Feedback is always important, and we're trying to get this show to be the best show across, Yeah. Paps.
So far, so good. Standards.
Defining standards.
Life
So standards.
Nikipatia watu life standards. Nikipatia watu a fake lifestyle. Nikipatia watu my original life.
Why are you saying original life like?
My life is dope.
Like
I don't want someone to hang himself because of his life, but I'm just trying to say.
But no, I think we should just normalize things. That's just what should happen.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
Just normalize living a normal life. Not all of us.
Nilikuuliza before show ianze. Wewe unaweza kana chaliana ka kitu.
Inamaanisha tulaka wapi? Like
standards.
Okay.
Umeka standard yako place, unapata? Kuna mtu hawezi ku-approach because of vile umejibeba.
And it's fine because everyone has their own person. I believe in that. I believe that.
But hujanijibu swali yangu. Unaweza kana mseme sota?
Kusota ni very
mtu hana pesa. Wacha let me just.
But mtu hana pesa
hana pesa
kwa relationship pia. You as a young man, what are you doing trying to be with me?
I'm trying to get
as
laid.
Woman,
what are you talking about?
No,
I have feelings. So what Minnesota, they should all get laid.
No,
what are you talking about?
And it's not even about getting laid.
It is about getting laid.
It is not.
I am a man.
Because
men are visual.
That's not what we're doing half the time in this relationship.
Dorsila.
Yeah.
Dorsila. When I am a man, when I look at you, see how beautiful you're made. I look at you behind, I'm like, this is what I want in my life.
Okay.
Neza kwa tu tofauti ni sina pesa. Unapata? Lakini I want to tap that. That does not mean that I should slow down my urges because I do not have nini.
The thing is
this,
Paps, when you're talking about being with someone, I'm thinking relationship. You get? I'm not thinking
Squeeze watu hata
the
hook
sex
up.
route. You get?
Squeeze watu hook up. Juana do ana hook up anaishia ama anakudanganya kwa nayo alafu akisha piga vitu anakupiga character anaishia.
The thing is this, when it comes to sex, it's not really about money or not. You get? But when it comes to a relationship, then these things matter.
Na nyinyi hamtaki kuambiwa ni one night?
There are the 5 F's in a relationship. Kuna family, sindio? Kuna finances, right? Finances are very key. Such that this relationship to move, this relationship to thrive, this relationship, like there has to be some form of agreement financially. You get? So, sasa kwangu ina depend na standards zangu. You get? Like, for me, as a woman, do I believe that a man has to have more money than me? You get? Kuna hiyo. Sindio?
Mimi nimekuambia tu umse hana.
Kama hana, maybe I don't think, hata mimi, if I don't have money, I'm not really looking for another child of God. Siko baya, like if I don't, to be honest,
you women are
if
unfair.
I don't have the money,
women are out there trying to say, ask me.
Sina do, anataka to meet. Nani anatumia pesa ya kwenda kummeet?
Hana na wewe hauna. Kila mtu akae kwao.
Period. Hii relationship is what? Hana na mimi sina.
Women should normalize other things, understand? When you start putting standards on yourself, like I cannot date a person who is like this or who is like this, what do you have?
The thing is this, hata we Paps.
What do you have?
Hata hapa sahi, pia uko na standards. You know, some are realistic, some are unrealistic.
Lazima ziwe realistic. Mimi hakuna kitu
life. Kila mtu ame set standards zake and based off of their level of awareness. You get? And what they want. So, mimi standard yangu kama one of my standards basically financially, I wouldn't say he has to make more money than me. I would just say he has to be able to have to take care of himself first and show that he can also take care of another person.
Unajua life ina evolve every day.
True.
Today I buy a small Vitz, tomorrow I want to buy nataka kwa Subaru boy, kesho kutwa nataka kubuy ka Benz ama ka Mac. Unajua? So that's taking care of myself. It never ends. So how, to what level of taking care of myself
No, like
are you talking
there are
about?
things for me. I'm talking about myself. You get?
So you're not talking about the person who's coming into your life.
No, I'm talking in this situation. I'm talking about myself.
Uh-huh.
There's a different person whom they, when they're considering their partner, they're also imagining the type of car they need to be driving. You get? So even you, like your Toyota
Si
yako,
unafaa kuchomeka. Unafaa kuungua. Wewe unaimaginaje mseki kwa gari ingine na wewe hauna hata bike?
No,
What's wrong with you?
Like,
Imagine yourself in that car. Start looking for that car nini by yourself.
Exactly.
That's why wadem wanashindwa wakilia wakisema men are not real, because number one, ukishaingia kwa relationship unapata.
But on the flip side also, when you talk about that, even you, when you see other women who have their own stuff, you know, me as a girl, I am making my own money, I am driving my own car, I am doing
That's
my
what
own
I want.
things. You get? But
For me, that's what turns me on.
And that's for
Ebu
you.
tembea na tumguu
That's
uko
for
uone.
you.
Tembea na tumguu uko. Mi siwezi
That's for you.
subuana nawe.
But
Because
do you
next
believe-
time,
do
kama...
you believe that there's some men who are intimidated by such a woman?
It means you are lazy someone.
You're intimidated by that.
Because you're lazy,
by that girl?
it means your life goals and standards will never ever reach that. So you do not want to involve yourself with that because you cannot handle that. So you shy away.
Your ego is in place.
Your ego is like, ha, bro.
It's a lie. It cannot be.
Talipiwa Java, wewe.
So yeah, I feel, and I've seen this play out in so many people's relationships, whereby walikuwa na date. When they were dating, it was all fun and beautiful. You get? Yeah. Then they get married. You get? Then the guy.
When you get married, life gets real.
No, why wasn't it real when they were dating?
Si mlikuwa mnapigana character. No. Dorsila, you know you're waking up beside someone for the rest of your effing life. You just waking up. Dorsila is here. You understand? She's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
and I don't
ain't
feel
going
like
nowhere.
looking at her, and I have to look at her, and I still have to talk to her because we have to plan about today and how things are going to go, and wow, there's a baby involved. Okay, now I have 3 people. Now I have to live with them. It changes every day, and
there's another baby.
by the time you know it, yes,
They're like
wewe
stepping
unajikula
out.
character peke yako because now your wife is in love. Anakupea tu. Ha, we have a AJ.
What do you mean, Ajay?
Yeah.
Why are you
Nugget.
not there participating?
I was participating, making you feel good. Sikuambia unifuatanishe hao watu ni kama wanapotea. You get? Sasa kama niulize babe nipate ball.
There's a Nairobi
Niulize
man.
babe nipate ball. Si ati unani surprise every day of my life nashinda
No,
nikisurprise.
but you know, as a man, every time you show up for the activity, there's a possibility. That was actually.
Na unajua wewe ndo controller, wewe ndo driver wa hii basi.
Driver how now?
Wewe unaniambia tu hii fuel usijaze full tank juu tutajipata tuko Kisumu. Fanya hivi, weka quarter. Tusimamie Nakuru.
We digress. But going back to his relationship standards or the standards that people are setting for themselves, people will set standards according to different influences. You get? Kuna hizo social media influence, kuna society influence.
Tofauti
kuna
ni
family
unaweka standard,
influence,
wewe uko na
kuna
nini ndio weke
religion
watu standard.
influence. You know, like for me, how do I set a standard? I say my standard, if I can meet the standard, then I can expect it out of someone else.
Perfect.
If I can't
I
meet
could clap
that
for you.
standard,
Ni vile saki tu kujoin hands na I could
if
clap for
I
you
can't
right now,
meet that standard, then I can't expect it out of some child of God somewhere. You get? Yeah? But I mean, people are different, relationships are different, standards are different, and the worst part is people setting standards off of different influences, and they haven't sat down and been like, so what really is my standard in this type of relationship that I'm seeking?
Do you believe that men outside there, kuna wale hawana standards, lakini they've put standards out for other people, so they hunt those women who have those standards?
So they're going after.
They are going
women.
after the women who have gotten their shit together and can be able to take care of them. Do you know that?
It's a dangerous life.
www.iconradio.co.ke is the place to get this conversation. Social media platforms.
Icon Radio KE. Make sure you tell us what you think.
Yeah.
And wewe kama mumama hapo.
Let's go for sure. Commercial break.
Icon Radio.
Welcome back. It's your girl at Miss Dorsila Ogolla. We have Elwin in the studio. I can say that smile because I've gotten his name right.
Mi nimeitana majina zingine hapa.
Juanga majina ya watu. But
Baka-
do you know people appreciate you more when you get their names right?
I understand.
Uh-huh.
Lakini sielewi. Because hata mi nimekulwa character na jina yangu ya pili until it was not a Papu anymore, it's just Paps.
Okay, I hear you.
Understand? So
I hear you.
so I understand too. Understand. So this is what we're going to do.
All right.
For every single person who has come into our social media platform and talked to us, we will look for ways in which we're going to reward you. By rewarding you, I mean we will just say a lot of thank yous.
Okay.
Yes, we will look for ways in which we're going to mention your names on radio. Yes, and
They should give us their thoughts, their comments,
their
and
comments.
we'd love to read them here.
Yes,
you know,
so when
and
we
share with
start-
our audience.
when we start this, we're going to give our guest, I will not say the name, Tachoma, Nando Tunaanza segment. So it's your floor. Tell us something about you.
Hi guys, it's your boy Elwin Mwangi. Yeah, that's all. Imagine that's all.
What would you do?
Me.
Apart from kutokea kwa radio station?
Let's say I'm a jack of all trades,
Okay.
and you can say that I'm a marketing and entertainment consultant. Yes, let's start from there.
Kwa wale watu wajui kizungu mingi. Kwa wale wajui kizungu mingi. Unajua kuna mtu kimwambia consultant akona
Hey.
kwa class nili hata hiyo jina. Tafanua, talk to us.
Anyway, what I do is that let's say me nakwanga a cartel in the entertainment industry. I'm the one who make things move. I'm the will.
Zafanyaje? Show us, tell us. Bless us, sensei. Just do something. We want to get.
Anyway,
yes.
in that consultancy,
Uh-huh.
I do help clubs.
Uh-huh.
Let me use that word, help. Because if I say the specific role I play, then it's going to lose the sense. In it.
Okay.
So what I do, I help clubs to like trend outside there. I do manage artists. I'm the manager to Willis Raburu.
Okay, we see you.
Wanawake kitu kidogo, wanawake wanataka
That
kuharibu
was
kuchoma
you.
bet.
Elwin, that's how you start introducing yourself.
Aona hata energy
Surely,
imerudi.
Ubenza
Baka
wa-
ana sweat.
I'm like,
She's now sweating. She's now sweating.
okay, Paps, relax.
You're sweating. You are not sweating for the last 3 links. What's happening?
It's been love.
Willis Raburu, stop doing these things to women. Now your manager is getting all these things.
Okay.
People are sweating.
Anyway, when you talk about people running the industry, I'm there. I'm the guy who makes things move. I'm the wheel to the entertainment industry vehicle. So that is to say organizing concerts, running club events. Sometimes I do MC. I have a voice for it. Yeah.
If you say so.
Yes.
Who are we? Who is we to say no?
Anyway, I also do corporate marketing,
Okay.
but it has to be aligned with entertainment.
Okay.
So everything has to be connected to the entertainment industry. Yeah. I also do films. I'm an actor. I've been a model for a very long time. Probably you've seen me on television doing some adverts here and there.
Which adverts?
Safaricom. My
Awesome.
latest is Copia.
Copia.
Kenya.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I'm a jack of all
Truly
trades.
a
If
jack
I
of
start-
all trades.
Oh, actually, this segment, if we were to talk about what I do, we wouldn't talk about other things.
We would actually talk about.
Hatujasema unajichocha lakini
That is why I decided to start it simple.
Yeah,
Really
that
want
is
to
simple.
find what
Yes.
you want to know.
yes.
I have a question. Like, how does someone get to work with you in terms of, let's say I'm an artist, so I come to you and I tell you this is me and this is what I do, manage me. How does that conversation begin?
How does that conversation begin? Number one, I have to also check your talent. Number one, before anything else.
Yeah.
You see, at the end of the day, when you're a manager and you're pushing a brand and an artist, but the talent is not there, there's no motivation to do to do anything.
Yeah, so even if I come with all my money and I tell you push me,
exactly,
you can say no to that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because you see, management is not all about money. It's about the passion to it.
So unaweza sota tunakuwa manager.
Yeah. Trust me.
Because you have to believe in the project.
Kanairo. Your soul and your.
Kanairo.
Let me tell you.
Kanairo. Landi ndio huyo anakufanya tu hivi. Wewe ni manager una
kitu yani. Ndio kwambia I can dance.
Dorsila anakuambia can dance.
And then
hiyo kanji. We will know there.
Have other side hustles. Trust me, you cannot be an artist manager if the only hustle you have is artist management, because you're gonna screw yourself.
In Kenya, even if you're an artist, you have to have something on the side, because artistry in Kenya is not that well established. So you need to have another source of income for you to be able to survive in the entertainment industry. Otherwise, you're going to end up like any other artist who ends up living a normal life, but your name is living a different life for you outside there. So your name is living another life that people think you're living, but your own self, you're living a very totally different
life. Is that the artist you actually said no to? I can't manage you.
I won't mention names. I have
Ushasemwa.
No to even big artists.
Big artists.
Because you see, at the end of the day, you must first of all check the talent, then check the trajectory of that talent. Because there are people who are outside there, they have the talent, but trying to work with them into building something progressive is very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Because they are selfish.
Okay.
And when I mean selfish, you know, your brand as an artist and yourself as a person are two different things. Your brand is your business, and you
are you.
So at the end of the day, if you as you are selfish to the brand, then that is not gonna work.
Okay.
So I have to also do a lot of personality check, because I need to know, is this person gonna be consuming everything that we make, or is this person
that's me
to sacrifice? Trust, I would say no 1,000 times.
Please raise your hands if you'd say no.
Yeah, like ni wala tu pesa imeingia sasa tukabae viatu, tukabae nini, iPhone, what tunaona. Don't do that. Don't be those people.
Management is not easy, because sometimes you have to be very enmeshed in the lives of the artist, and to some extent even control their lives. You're the boss. They are the brand. They are the business. And when you're the boss, whatever you say has to be done.
So the business can flourish.
So that the business can flourish. The industry is very semi-formal, and some of these artists, some of these talents have not gone through the professional training of things. So mtu ametoka akakuja Nairobi, akapata jina, ngoma zake ni fiti, but that person has not gone through the professional training like you have gone through.
True.
So you know what needs to be done to get from point A to point B, but they don't.
Okay.
So sometimes you have to be very, very assertive when you're issuing directions, when you're creating a progressive path, and tell them, you know what, we are going to, how much did we want today? 100,000. 50% is what you're getting. 20% is going to...
You sound like a prefect, a tough one at that matter.
Exactly.
I thought high school ended until I met...
I'm like, this is my money, bro. What do you mean?
I'm like, www.iconradio.co.ke is the place to get this conversation. And our guest here is giving us information that we need. If you're an artist manager outside there and you're broke, it's courtesy of the person you're managing, because you're helping him spend all the money. Icon Radio KE on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is where to throw you in your comments na upate character kutoka kwa mzito hapo.
Icon Radio.
Super blank, but every other person, they're getting some form of experience.
Wakona content.
They have content. There's something they can tell you. Actually, kids teach us a lot more.
Niambie, mimi ni mzazi. Watoto wangu kazi yao ni kuni annoy.
Well, speak about your children.
They annoy me because right
they
now
they also teach you patience.
They teach me patience, number one. Number two, at this generation inafanya nijue I have a lot to learn, because right now my daughter speaks, sometimes I have to go on Google to Google some words.
And you're
And
like,
she's
in
only
order for
8.
this relationship to thrive,
Yes, I have to study. You understand? Ni
That's the
character nzito. You understand? You want to give your kids the best, but this is what comes with the best. You understand?
that's true.
Yes, because they have grown. You can have a conversation with the 8-year-old until you're like, okay,
And
So
they
what happened?
And they observe a lot. Like I
Yes.
do believe that children do observe so much that's happening around them, and they can really tell you what's going. The things that we don't decipher because we're so caught up in life and day-to-day activities, they're able to like be in touch with that.
Yeah.
So, with that said, I want to get back to a conversation with Elwin because this whole being managed thing, like, because you see. And I like what you said because this conversation will help someone out there who wants to get into the entertainment space in whatever capacity, as an actor, as a musician, as just an entertainer, as is. Yeah. And what are the chances, me as an artist, just doing it alone, managing everything myself and getting a manager? So what are the success rates? What would you recommend?
I would say that the success rates of you being alone, it's like have you ever thought of you coming up with a business and you're operating it?
Yeah.
So definitely it's gonna be small.
It's gotta be small and it's gotta
'Cause
be
you don't
really.
have other people to
Yeah.
help you expand it. So you just wanna remain in that. You see, unaonanga ile watu wanasemanga Wanjiro General Shop. That's your mentality. You're not thinking of Quickmart supermarket,
Okay.
where you have a CEO, you have the manager, finance manager, and everything.
And a bunch
So
of other
your
employees.
mentality as an artist should be, how can I stop thinking about myself and start thinking about my brand? Because your brand is a full business. That's why you see that in formalized businesses, formalized entertainment industries like in America and everywhere, even in Nigeria, you realize that an artist has a publicity manager, he has the business manager, he has a photographer, he has a social media manager, he has a lawyer, he has quite a number of people supporting that brand.
Out of those 5, which one
The
is very
designer,
essential?
The most essential is the manager.
The manager.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it being a very semi-formal industry, a manager finds himself doing so many things at the same time.
Okay.
Sometimes he ends up becoming your PA in a way, if he has no other thing to do.
Really?
Anyway.
Yeah, but it
Being
happens.
the PA of an artist is also a very difficult job.
Yeah.
Because number one, being an artist is your brand has to be carried by so many things. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you do all that stuff. So you will always find yourself so many times, niaje bro, nataka hii kiatu. And you have to go and get it for him. Because if he goes outside there, he's going to attract a lot of attention. And we always say that scarcity creates demand. So if you're an artist and you're appearing everywhere, Gikomba, City Market, everywhere, you dwindle demand. Because you're everywhere. Everybody has met you.
I want to jump on that.
The reason as to why you need a manager.
A manager to do that for you.
The manager now does the things that makes you anonymous. Like the manager is anonymous. If he goes to Gikomba and asks maybe for a shoe, and probably you guys don't have money. Like for example, the COVID time, artists didn't have money.
True.
So they had to live within
That means
So
completely.
that means going for food and whatever
Yes.
places that you never used to go to.
Yes.
So who do you send?
Your manager.
Exactly.
Your manager figures that part out for you,
He has to
so
figure-
that.
he has to figure out
Yes.
who is the right PA for you. Because he's the one who appoints the PA, the lawyer, everybody else
Yeah.
in your circle.
Yeah, yeye ndo anafanya una
That's
keep
very
standards
interesting.
zako.
But then again, I want to
Standards.
ask you a question that kind of will put you on the spot because on our show we talk about realness a lot.
Yeah.
We talk about artists and people on those spaces being able to relate with their audiences or the people that are looking up to them. So where you as a manager, where do you draw the line between realness and brand?
Well, I always say that a brand should always carry its bunch of lies.
Ndio hiyo mtajua huyu ni consultant.
Kitu ya kwanza.
It has
Now you see why I have trust issues.
A brand always carries
It's bunch of lies.
its bunch of lies.
Yes.
Okay.
You see why I have trust issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I have trust issues.
Because this
You can't trust anyone in Kenya. Who are you
Out here.
trusting?
No, it's not even in Kenya. alone.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere. Because the work of a publicity manager is to create. We always say that in the industry. We always say that every publicity is good publicity. So
Yeah.
it's not bad publicity. That's a hindsight. So some of these scandals are true,
some are not.
and others are manufactured.
80% is manufactured.
Oh my God.
Bibi
And
yangu.
nobody trusts them because
Yeah.
People are listening.
Anyway.
Kampuni ya managers wana manufacture
Mauongo tu.
mauongo.
Have you ever watched some of these artists doing like YouTube lives and Instagram lives?
Wacha nikwambie mimi usinirudishe kwa kina Bahati.
We are there. That's where we are.
Usinirudishe kwa kina Bahati
And then
tafadhali
someone is
because
going to, oh, this seat. Oh my God. Does that look real?
Of course it's not.
It's so
Wacha-
fabricated.
le-
I know it's super
let me take you back.
And the Bahati family are both artists and content creators.
Yes.
And,
And influencers as well.
Because they will do anything
To get
that publicity.
that
eye.
attention from people.
And okay, sorry to go back to this. The whole drama that Diana had with Willie Paul
Yeah.
was uncalled for, because such are the matters that you don't bring in the public scene. You take them to court. So
You don't
some
bring
of
it
the
to the
manufactured drama
court of
is
social
not
media.
necessary.
Number-
As a manager, I will tell you for real. Some of the manufactured dramas and beef are uncalled for.
Are you calling that beef manufactured?
Let me tell you one
It's
thing.
manufactured.
Let me tell you.
We need- okay, I'm not. I don't know the what happened. I don't want to
Elwin,
judge.
Elwin, I will say this in plain words
Okay.
before we go for a break. I would like to call out which artist has never ever had an affair with Dana Marua. www.iconradio.co.ke is a place to get this conversation. And if anyone wants to ask questions, Paps_MC, my social media platform.
Icon Radio.
Yes, I'm going to say Bismillah Rahmani Rahim. This is what I'm going to say. People should stop making other people look bad because they want content. Understand? And I'll say again, Diana, if you want to call people who know you to come outside, they will come outside. Don't ask who, but they will come outside. And we will form a movement na utavunja nyumba in term ukijaribu kutengeneza content. Understand? I know that Bahati was naive when he found you because you were BFFs and you're way. We don't want to get into that. You're way more experienced than Bahati is coming up, and he will know that with time. But do not exploit other people in terms of trying to get content because it will mess you up. Yes. And if you want the challenge, tunaweza anza challenge ya TikTok. Sisi tunatoa evidence, wewe unalia. Sisi tunatoa evidence, unakama unalia. We call out people who have been messing up with you and then you go and cry. I think that's the only thing.
I think
we'll
also
be
it's
able
not
to do.
really important because everyone is entitled to live their own lives. I
Yes,
guess.
yes. But
and
you do not live your life in the expense of others, man.
honestly,
Because
even
if that thing, if she
Yeah,
cried,
it
if she
really
cried
is-
on real life,
what
she
I do
cried.
believe, honestly,
If
yes,
the
fine.
police came and took Willie Paul, wampeleke jela. You understand? Because of you trying to cry crocodile. Hata tears zako hazifai kutoza crocodile, juu unaekelea crocodile. Kuna standards.
Well, maybe perhaps you can say this because the case is still in court. Let's
Which
not
court? Where did you go? Which
The
court
case,
did this
as
case
I
go
hear
to?
from where I'm seated, I hear it's still in court.
Here where?
And they're still
That's content that you had.
getting behind the
There's
story.
no court.
We've heard
Which
from,
judge?
Elwin, and he's told us that was unnecessary and called for. It's not the place or the avenue
Thank you.
to get it addressed and all of that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But there's also one thing I want to ask Elwin.
Uh-huh.
Because managers can also get a bad rep, you know, of they necessarily do not, especially if an artist is really talented, but they have vices. So they would really push the artist, even knowing that pushing them that far is also affecting either their mental and physical health. So unaweza pata an artist probably has a drug problem, but when they smoke, that's when hits are coming out. You get, or when they're high like that, or whatever it is,
Lil Wayne kind of
whichever vice they're
Lil Wayne
into,
kind of pressure.
you get. And we've had so many stories where artists have died because of such situations, and people always ask the question, like, what is the role of the manager in all of this? It was the manager's job to ensure that we still have an artist who is making music, but they're still alive. So how do you create that balance whereby okay, fine, this artist is very talented, but if they do not pause, then how do you handle that situation?
Before you answer that one, I'll say just one sentence. I say sometimes you have to lose to gain. Because again, if this artist is supposed to take in some stuff to produce the content he's producing, it means if he does not take this stuff, there's no content and there's no job for this manager.
But you see, we don't see a lot of managers going that route.
I always say that the bitter truth is the artist is working for his business. He is not the business. That is not the business. He's an employee to the business. And what is expected of him is to make hits. So as a manager, from a professional point of view, what I'm supposed to do is assign that person. If there is a psychological problem, a drug problem, is assign that person to a psychiatrist or a rehabilitation center or something like that.
What happens if
that
you
is
grow
from
the
a
problem?
professional point of view. But from a personal point of view, it all goes back to the personality of the manager. What is he there to do? So it also depends by how close are we friends? Because there are managers who are not friends with the artists. They are there because of business. But on the hindsight, you can be a friend to the artist, and on that particular point, then you have to take care of them personally. So this is outside business. But in business, the bitter truth is that the artist has to, whatever he does,
he has to keep
to make the hits. He has to do that. Because it's not the work of the manager to care what you have to do to produce this hit. It's the work of
but now it affects.
What happens is that my only care is that if I see there is a problem, you have a problem that is affecting the business, not you. That is affecting the business. That is now where I will intervene. Probably take you to a rehabilitation center or advise you, assign you a psychiatrist.
Can you drop the artist?
I can drop the artist.
Ukishatumika umeumia.
And they don't want to listen.
Ukishatumika ndasema point blank.
It's
Ukishatumika
just like the
umeumia.
way you retire from a job. And probably
So you retire if the artist.
you retire, resign.
Whichever way.
Why you guys should be quoting these things? This artist is not producing and you're a manager, so you
it's
have
not-
no
it's not
job.
about producing,
You understand? Come on,
because the
Lil
thing
Wayne.
is this.
What happened to Lil Wayne? He started having seizures.
Of course, now he can't produce his music.
Now what happens? The manager retires. Now this is where the retirement comes. You have to go and look for someone else. My work, I'm like, I know.
But
Pole,
another thing
Mungu
you need to
atakusaidia
understand,
sana.
Artistry is a very short journey.
Okay.
Most of the times, the people, when you get to 50, 60s, or even 40, 50, 60s, and you're still in the industry, you just need to go to the altar or whichever religion you are in, thank God and say, thank you, Lord,
For this.
For being able to stay
for
in
sustaining me
the industry for that long.
Because you see, the industry is so adamant and demanding of relevancy, and so you have to keep up, and it takes a lot of effort, time. Being an artist is not easy. People think that just sitting there and coming up with songs is easy, because you're telling your feelings, you're telling your life, so it affects you psychologically, it affects you emotionally, mentally, it affects you in every single way you could ever think about.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about as you're managing the artists? What do you think about them having access to therapy? Like, is it something you would consider? Like, as if you're working with me,
I wouldn't consider. I would make sure they get. Actually, if you're an artist and you are making some good tunes, make it a tradition to have a psychologist at your reach.
So
at your call.
out
Like,
of those
today
5
I'm
people,
feeling-
add one more.
What happens to people who are real like me?
What do
Me,
you
I
mean?
don't believe someone else coming with my space and trying to pima me. Like, how was your day?
Because-
thought we talked
see, the
about
problem,
this.
The problem is that I want to draw fire onto you. Because
Bring
you
it on!
don't
Ah, I live
understand
for this one.
the work
Uh-huh.
of a counseling psychologist.
What's the work?
The work of a counseling psychologist is not to give you solutions.
Uh-huh.
That is the work of a guidance psychologist.
So why am I
Counseling
going there if they're not
psychologist
giving me a
is not to
solution?
give you solutions.
I need solutions.
Because they don't have solutions.
So why not live my life
What-
and figure out my own stuff?
What a psychologist does
Uh-huh.
is to help you to figure out your own path.
Why can I not figure it out myself?
Because that's the problem with humans.
Uh-huh.
We always know what to do, but we don't
Until-
always do it. Because the work of a counseling
Yeah.
psychologist is to help you unveil the solutions to your
bring
own
you to that
problems
awareness.
within your own.
How do they do that when they pima you all the time with the same questions and they don't answer you anything?
Number one, I have to listen so that I can be able to tell you. When you listen.
How
to
do you tell
someone-
me and you don't tell me anything?
Let me tell you one thing. Most people who need counseling, they go to a counselor and then they just pour everything out. But from those details, a psychologist is able to pick, this guy understands this guy understands this, and this guy understands this. So why don't we try this and that and that? Because most people actually go to a counselor and they don't really know among all these solutions, which one do I take?
Which one do I pick out?
So it's about the counseling psychologist assessing your personality and also assessing what you have come up as a solution, as a list of solutions. Then figuring out, okay, among all these solutions, this personality goes with this solution. That is now where you link. You get the point? So it's not a counselor doesn't tell you what to do. That is a guy that only pass wenu. By the way, bro, au mademo wawili uko nao,
chagua moja
tu.
Mimi naongeza watatu.
But
You don't
that
understand.
is not within your pleasures.
Yeah.
It's not within your pleasures. But now, what a counselor does, he puts you within your pleasures, within your passion. So whatever you're going to do is not anybody's solution.
It's your solution.
It's your solution.
Actually, most of the
But
time
now
you
he
find
has
that
helped you to figure out
figure it out
exactly.
yourself.
By the way, this is the solution I should take.
Unajua,
Sorry to say so. Yeah.
unajua,
So
there's no problem.
No,
Unajua,
I guess
sijakubali mimi bado. Unajua mimi ni
hujakubali
kichwa
nini?
ngumu tu.
Okay.
Nashindanga tu hapa. I still do not understand and I would like people in the social media manze. Nisaidieni, mimi ni msee niko hood. Najua msee anaenda kunipima. So hebu niambie kama msee ananipima ama ananiambia ukweli because wewe niuliza swali alafu nijibu, uniulize ingine, nijibu alafu what do you think? What do you think?
I think
If about what I think, why could I go just home and think? You
Okay,
get? That's what I
valid
feel.
points,
And
It's somebody who said that in the academic perspective, any field that is not fully explored has so many publications.
Okay.
But for those things that are already discovered, like engineering, all those, utakuta tu ka library tu ni kama karum kama haka. But when it comes to the human mind, if you go to any university library, there is a whole row because the human mind and personalities are not fully understood by humans. So until that day, you need to accept what the pimp, the shrink tells you.
so if people want to get all this information from you and stuff, where do they get you on social media?
You can always go to Elwin Mwangi. Every social
Always,
media-
always. Sometimes una change.
No.
Always.
Always.
Thank you.
Always.
Elwin Mwangi everywhere.
Yes. Or if you can go to Instagram and type African Smile.
Ah!
It will come as Elwin Mwangi.
Kwa wale hatuna smile.
Awesome. Let me know. I want us to connect to the audience one more time because I want them to tell us if they've gained anything from this conversation, especially with being an artist, being managed, priority on mental health. There's that as well because it's very important. Because we can assume that our artists are just like buttons. You press here, they release a song. You press here, they release a song, and then I mean, like, it's unrealistic. how to navigate that as well. And also tell us if as Paps is anasema ni kupimwa, unapimwa akili, angekaa tu kwa nyumba afikirie peke yake. Let us know like what are your thoughts on therapy and accessing therapy and looking for someone to talk to about your feelings and your experiences on this life.
Kuna msee kwa studio anasemanga usipime, anaitwa Jirongize, usitupime tafadhali. www.iconradio.co.ke is a place you get this conversation, and we love to connect with you, we love to talk to you, and thank you. Ukiwa mseka mimi utaki kuelewa, please kuwa kami side. Hatuwezi kwa sio tunajua. So kama hatujui kama timu yangu tusijue mpaka mwisho. Paps_MC pia mimi always anywhere everywhere anytime.
Miss Dorsila _Ogolla everywhere. And thank you so much, Elwin. It was a pleasure having you in studio. We hope to have more conversations.
Yeah, there is always a very huge part of me that you haven't explored. So
okay. Yeah. We would love to.
The Afterthought.
Ndio.
Fikiria baadaye.
Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug.